And I'm here along with my co-host. Oh, I even forgot to say my own name. It's the last one. Okay, take two.
Presented by Cedar Sinai. Shifty work into the box. And across, it's in! Oh, it's LaRue! It's a dream return!
Welcome to Casual FC, a World Cup preview podcast. It's the last one. There's been so many. I'm your host, Mario Salazar, with the best podcast host, World Cup, regular season, whatever. This is our third episode of the week, y'all. It's crazy. Best co-host ever, Angela Morales.
Hello. We did it. We made it. We're almost at the finish line of the World Cup. We're almost back to resetting our sleep schedules. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go for sleep. Yes.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. So this is our final episode looking at the World Cup final and third place match. So let's recap and let's talk the semis. And holy moly, did you see that?
Yeah. The last couple days have just been a lot when it comes to soccer.
I don't think many people have been predicting this. I mentioned the last one we were doing this kind of quarterfinal through finals bracket challenge. There's only 2 people left.
Whoa.
And one person actually got a lot of them correct. The other person got most of them correct. And it's going to come down to this final match. They each have a separate pick for the final. So one of them will win.
That's wild.
If the second place person wins, they will jump the first place on points. Basically whoever's gonna win gets the win in our little tournament bracket, which is crazy. That's out of 40 people, and everybody else is basically bombed out.
Yeah, from Japan, huh? After the Japan game. Yeah, everybody was
Japan.
out.
Japan, and unfortunately, as we're going to talk in a little bit, Australia.
Yeah.
I do have to say, I felt pretty good with my predictions the last episode.
Yeah.
And I got both of them wrong.
Same.
My only saving grace is that I got the score right in the first match. It was 2-1. It was just the wrong outcome.
Yeah.
So with that, let's go into that first match.
Okay, so Spain versus Sweden. We both thought Sweden would take it. They were gelling at the right time. They were coming together at the right time. Spain has been very what's the word? They felt like a flash in the pan where it was shoom, and hot and excited and ready to go, and I didn't know if they had the longevity, and I was wrong. Very, very loudly wrong. Spain ended up pulling this one out 2-1. There were everything happened in the last 10 minutes of the game, which is already stressful. Going into the latter parts of a game, you're tied 0-0. As a fan, that's distressing. It is not no, you're just stressed. Yeah. You just want someone to score. You don't know what's going to happen. Everything ramps up. It ramps up for the players. It ramps up for the fans. It's just a lot. So Spain kicked off scoring in the 81st minute, followed up 7 minutes later with a Swedish goal in the 88th minute. And then in the 90th minute, so basically at the end of the game, the game is essentially almost over. Spain scores again. And then the fourth referee is oh, hey guys, 8 minutes of stoppage. So have fun with that. No.
Wait a minute. Boom. Chaos.
Right. Just immediately oh, great. So Spain held on, obviously, for a very stressful 8-ish minutes. But to have 3 goals scored essentially in the last 10 minutes of the game is so much. It's just so much.
It's so much. I think that like every Spanish fan that was in that stadium, every Swedish fan, like heart rates were going up.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was at a final match, and during that thing, like my Apple Watch was like telling me like, "Yo, calm down." I bet that people's like monitors were just going crazy. It's just too much drama for you, mama. With 3 goals in the last 10 minutes, and then throwing 8 minutes of stoppage. At that point, you're just like, especially with a 90-minute goal, you're just like, any stoppage is too much stoppage. Like, no.
End the game. Blow the whistle right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
we do have to commend.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we do have to commend. Spain on their resiliency and keeping strong with, coming back from that tying goal. You score, and then a few minutes later they tie it up, and you're at the end of the match. You're like, oh geez, this is gonna go into extra time, and then being able to pull yourself together and get that last goal, and it's the like perfect way you want to win that,
right?
And
it's almost like the but what if we did, mindset, in the sense like, okay, it's tied. Well, okay, we're probably going to end up going into stoppage, into extra time, and it's like, but what if we didn't? What if we just scored right now?
Yeah.
What if we did that instead? And that's exactly what Spain did. And honestly, that's just their vibe. They're just like, well, what if we just win? Okay. And it's really, really difficult for me because I have so many feelings about this match. I really was hoping Sweden would go through. Essentially, I wanted Spain to win deep down for a lot of reasons. The hard part is that I want no glory for their head coach. I want absolutely no
or
glory
the federation
for that man,
that's
or the federation. Yeah,
that's supporting the wrong people.
Right. We talked about it a little bit. We touched on it, but it's the major talking point for everything happening with the Spanish team right now. A few months before the World Cup, half the team basically quit because of the abuses of their head coach. Verbal, emotional, like all kinds of stuff is going on within that locker room, and the players are done with it. And instead of the federation being like, okay, we got to figure this out, we got to take a look at this, it's well known within the soccer community that this team is very, like, essentially disrespected by their federation. No matter how good they are, what they win, the showings they have, they're just like kind of pushed to the side. And like, this is just another example of that, because when all of those players quit, instead of kind of looking internally and figuring out what's going on and why and all that, they basically told the players, well, we're not firing this coach. Like, we're not getting rid of him. You just have to deal with it. And that's not it. Not when there's a global push for better player care and safety and treatment within their federations. To have Spain just kind of like crap all over it was not great. And it says a lot, because the players eventually, I think there was probably like a players only meeting for those who had walked away and been like, listen, we could make a run for the World Cup. Let's just do it. And they made the statement like, we'll come back and play, but this isn't over, and we'll deal with the rest of this after the World Cup. Like, it's too important to us as a country. And like, yeah, my cousins are Spanish, and they're like, I've been talking to them and they're like, oh yeah, it's so stupid. I have so much respect for the team. I want the team to do so well, but I want no credit to go to these people. And they're like, oh, same. Absolutely same.
It's unfortunate that this is the prevailing headline with all of this. I mean, honestly, the prevailing headline is Spain is in the final. It's the first time they've ever reached the final.
Yeah.
And amazing. Give them all the flowers. They have performed amazingly for this whole tournament. Mm-hmm. But then there's this sub-headline about all this, right? And then you can't help but hear the comments or see the videos of, like, the players celebrating at the end of the matches, and then the coach kind of just being all by him lonesome.
Yeah, I said it in the last episode. It feels like when Tom Brady was getting left to dry trying to get a high five on the sidelines, like the worst. And it's telling.
And then it happened in that quarterfinal match, and then it happened again in this semifinal where they just completely ignored him. And I think, I hate the fact that part of the narrative is going to be like, hey, you guys went out on this strike essentially, yet you caved and came back, when there's so many more variables, there's so many more things. Like, we're not elite players that get this one chance every 4 years to play, and it's not even that you're guaranteed a chance to play, it's you have to qualify to play, so there's a lot of other things that kind of go along with it that I don't really think it's fair to say, hey, you guys caved, or you guys are giving up on what you need to do. I think they're showing out completely. They're balling out. They're showing what they can do, and and a lot of it is kind of like, screw the coach. Like, he's not really doing much, and
that is 100%. Like, this team is winning basically like out of spite, where it's like, oh, you thought that like we'll just go ahead and go win the World Cup at this point because screw you guys for not believing in us from the jump. Yeah.
So I really do wish the best for them. And then moving on to our second semifinal match, which was Australia and England. Again, my prediction was completely wrong, both in the score and in the winner.
Yeah. I did say it was going to be a higher scoring game. I think I said 3-2 Achilles, but...
And I said it was going to be like close to the end. It's going to be 1-0. But yeah, we were both... I think everybody was Matilda. I think I've seen memes of being a US fan during the 23 World Cup, which was like US jersey. Wait, no, scratch that out. Japan jersey. No, wait, scratch that out. Australia jersey.
Yeah. Exactly. Everybody's a Tilly still, even, I think.
Yeah, I mean, the excitement, like, I will say World Cup is probably one of the easiest and, I want to say, non-judgy places to bandwagon and like jump on the bandwagon for a team. Just be like, all right, well, my team's out, so I'm going to support this other team.
Well, because it's like you still are so invested in the tournament at this point. Like, you've made it out of the group stages. You got through 16. You got through the 8. And it's like, okay, well, all the teams I wanted, who am I cheering for after this? And I think that's so valid because it's like, like everybody who listens to this knows I'm like the biggest hometown kid. I want all of my favorite teams to win all the time. But at the same time, when it comes to the World Cup, like, I just want it to be great.
US was first, and then they're no longer there. So then, you know what? We're going to choose another one.
It's like, okay, who's left? Okay, well, Japan. I was like, any given day, toss up Japan, Australia, and those were my ride or dies the whole tournament. So I'm glad at least they went deep. That was the important part.
Yeah, but they really did, and the video from like outside the stadium and around Australia was amazing. Like I said, and I think everybody's just been commenting on it. It's very much the 99 vibes. The 99er, like
100%. They changed soccer in Australia.
It's going through as far as they did. I mean, they're still technically in the final match. They're just in the third place match.
Exactly. But this game, I don't think was the game Australia wanted to play. There was a last minute scratch. One of their lead defenders, their center back, Alana Kennedy, was scratched like an hour before the game. Like, she wasn't even there. Apparently she was really sick. That's all the details that have kind of come out so far, but it's very apparent. Like, it was like a glaring absent, even though the player who replaced her has like the most caps, or top 3 caps for Australia. She just hadn't been playing as much.
You can absolutely pinpoint, unfortunately, that it was the defense in this match. Australia has been on fire from the beginning. They've been carrying it on through, the
tournament. Like, they held tight to their style of play, even when they got scrambled by other teams. They would reset and get back into what their plan was, and it was a shame to see that fall apart this game.
And it completely fell apart. Like, there were so many mistakes in the back, and then I just kept pointing out in our, like, in the kind of group thread of people watching, just kept pointing out, like, where are they? They're clearing the ball into nowhere. They're clearing it out into, like, nobody was there. It just felt like everything fell apart. Like, they weren't they weren't communicating the right way. Balls were going into areas where they expected their players to be, and yet they didn't communicate and kind of get there. And like we were saying, the defense completely fell apart. So, Sam Kerr being this lethal weapon.
We got to talk about that goal. We got to talk about it, because, oh my, like, the pinnacle of a Sam Kerr goal occurred only, like, to equalize the game, to get Australia, basically to revitalize the country.
Yes.
It probably, like stimulated the economy and took their stock market through the roof. Like, honestly, it was one of those goals where when you, like, watching that, just, like, shot adrenaline into your veins. Just like, yes.
So, I posted up, I was like, I wonder, with Australia going so far in the tournament, how many kids born around this time this year are going to be named Matilda.
Right.
Also, how many kids are going to be named Sam?
Yeah.
From that goal,
Samuel, that goal. Yeah.
That goal was
a generation.
An amazing goal. But it does have, Sam Kerr can only do so much by herself when that defense completely fell apart. And it very much feels like the way Messi had to play with Argentina 2 World Cups ago for the men's team. Like, he was the person that was supposed to be carrying the entire country, and then the team around him kind of fell apart, and then that's why, like, it broke down so bad. So my hope is they pull in Argentina, they regroup. 4 years from now, they go on, they build a super strong team, super deep team, and go on up until maybe the final, and then have the U.S. there too,
and then lose to us.
We want the U.S.
Yep. But no, genuinely, like, Australia, what a show. Like, you had amazing goals from many different players on the team throughout the tournament. They stepped up when Sam was hurt. And, like, Sam scored last night, or this morning, whatever, during the game. And, she scored, and it was a hell of a goal. But this team, I'm so excited to see what happens after this. Like, Australian soccer has changed for the better because of this tournament. I'm getting emotional again. Like, it's not a World Cup episode. Look at, like, in the video, I'm, like, all teary-eyed. But no, like, it's so important because, like, I remember the 99ers as a kid, and, like, all of those freaking posters and, like, pictures of little girls in the stands, immediately crying every time. Like, it's that important.
Yeah. I think they're going to do a lot, and I think the sport's just going to grow in Australia, and mission accomplished as far as Australia is concerned. Both Australia and New Zealand. We said that before, but yes, definitely mission accomplished.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so...
And apparently they're a great host as well. Like, it just was great for everybody that has been over there. So, good job, everyone.
So looking on to the final match, looking forward to the final matches, we have the third place match. It's going to be on Saturday, August 19th at 1 a.m. local time, and it's going to be Sweden versus Australia on all 4 channels, Fox, Telemundo, Universo, and Peacock.
Yeah, what we really wanted to be the final.
Yeah. We are getting this as the third place, and of course, we're still Matildas all the way.
Yeah.
Sweden's the one that knocked us out, so screw them. But honestly, don't ask me. I got all my predictions wrong, so I don't know what's gonna happen.
I have no idea, because both of these teams, like, if Alana Kennedy is healthy, like, that defense it's locked down. And I don't know. Honestly, I would like both of them to win. Can I switch out some teams? Can I switch Sweden and England, and then we just go from there? But apparently not. So, yeah, go Tillies.
Yeah. Well, we're definitely backing the Matildas here. And then after that, we've got the final match on Sunday.
On Sunday, 3 a.m. local time. So super early Sunday morning. Spain versus England on Fox, Telemundo, Universo, Peacock, all the places. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it's anybody's game because Spain is so electric. I will say this might be controversial to some of our listeners, but it is very funny to me to hear it be called the Colonizer Cup because
yes.
the two countries. Like, is it slightly politically incorrect? Yes. Is it historically accurate? Also, yes. So
Also, yes.
We'll see.
Is it funny? Is it funny? Yes, it is.
100%. It'll be interesting to see the flashiness of Spain, their tricks on the ball, their footwork compared to kind of the brute force of England and their ability to push the ball forward very quickly, move the ball, and move up the pitch quickly. So, I don't know. Like I want the players of Spain to win everything in the world. Screw the federation and their coach. But at the same time, like, for England to bring it home would be cool. My cousin that I referenced earlier, she's half Spanish, half Mexican. Her mom, like, her family's living in Spain. She lives in England with her husband and kids. So she's like, I don't know what to do. And
I totally thought you were going to tell me your cousin was half Spanish and half English. I was like, but no, her house is divided.
Her house is divided. Yeah, her husband is from Liverpool. She's from here, but her family is from southern Spain. So she's just like, what am I supposed to tell my kids? Like, what do we do? And I was like, each one of them picks a team. Like, I don't know.
Everyone's a winner.
I don't know. Yeah, I think it'll be a good game, honestly. This might be that 3-2 scoreline.
Yeah, this one's going to be a really good one. Like you were saying, it's very much the kind of the quote-unquote beautiful football, the tiki-taka, the passing, all of that, the speed. I will say, though, both back to the Australia-England match, we both said it at different times, but we were like, is this game on, like, fast forward? Like,
it felt so fast.
It's going so fast. So if England brings that speed back against the kind of tiki-taka, beautiful football that Spain has, you know, English football is very much this kind of brute force, like drag them down, like body them.
It's almost clinical. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's still it's its own version of beautiful football. It's very, at times can be very precise, but it very much is like beat them to the ball, kick it up the field, see what happens. Versus Spain is very much about that kind of pass it around, build up the momentum, find the little spots, and then go through. So it's two kind of differing styles for, like, by country. And just like you were saying, my heart wants Spain for one, you know, for all the right reasons, to shove it down their own federation's face for the work. But my gut says England. My gut says that they're a little tighter. They seem like they're a little bit tighter.
The team has played together a lot. I don't remember, or I don't know the, like, experience level. I know the Spanish team is younger. Like, there's a lot of young players, but the English team, like, they just had the Euros. They're a very, like, established core group of players. So I'm curious how that will play between the two teams.
And then I know that this is the very first time that Spain has made it through, and I think it's also the first time that the English women have made it to the final. So this is both, we're going to be crowning a new champion, a champion that's never won before, and also a champion that has made it to the final for the very first time. So in that, I think it's just going to be a great match. They both have so much invested in it.
Absolutely.
That it's going to be great, and it's probably going to be worth staying up that for that 3 a.m. or do what I did and go to sleep a little bit earlier, set your clock on, and
Set
then
your alarm. I did the same thing.
and it basically like my wife wanted to. I was like, oh, Australia's gonna play tonight, but they're playing at like 3 a.m. She's like, oh man. It's like, are you gonna get up? I said, yeah. Okay. Try to wake me up, just not too. Don't try too hard.
Don't try too hard.
Like if waking her up the first time didn't work, just leave it alone.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's probably gonna happen the same way. Gonna watch that match at 3 a.m. Kind of have to. There's no way that I can try to wake up and watch this in the morning. There's no way. I can't. I'd have to like put blinders on and not see anything on my watch, on my phone, on.
Off all notifications. No, don't read any text messages. Yeah, same. And I don't know what Eva will want to do this weekend. We don't have plans aside from Friday night, but we might stay up.
Yeah. And for everybody else that's listening, there is going to be an Angel City watch party for the final match at the Monteblanc Theater in Hollywood. Downtown? Where is it?
No, Montauban is like at Hollywood adjacent. It's like on the way out of Hollywood, if I remember. I've been there. I think if it's going to be on the roof, it'll be really cool. Because I went to a rooftop cinema club showing there, and it was great. But
yes, it is in Hollywood. It is in Hollywood. So it's going to be free. Go check out the Angel City website for all the watch parties. We actually have it in our link tree. We have the watch party link there where they've been posting up and keeping up to date all the watch parties they were having. You have to register for the event. The tickets are free. So go sign up if you want to go watch it in the theater. I think it's going to be indoors in the theater, but still
that's probably smart.
Being able to watch it with everybody that's going to fill up that theater at 3 a.m. It's going to be crazy. I have half a mind to maybe try to go, but then I don't. We'll see.
Yeah.
But if you have the means to go and you have the chance to, by all means, go for it. So that's our show. Subscribe and follow us. All pod platforms, Apple, Spotify, Google. Just head off to the website, casualfc.com. or casualfcpod.com. I bought both. They both work. Share it with friends. Give them the little preview for the last episode. Or we also have the episode about our Angel City regular season matchup for Racing Louisville. We also have our social channels, Casual FC Pod on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Threads. And, help us out with giving us a thumbs up, sharing the pod, leave a comment. Like
say
one
hi
of our
on
posts.
Social media. Yeah,
say
just
hi.
Interact wherever you can. Big thank you to basically everybody who's listened, who's encouraged us being wildly insane about the World Cup, who's supported us along the way. I know your wife has been the best. My family, my girlfriend have been so supportive, and it's just been really, really fun. So we'll see everybody in Paris for the Olympics, right?
Yo, yeah. 2024 Paris. Here we're gonna be here.
Go
doing episodes. Let's go.
Imagine we record from Paris. Oh, that'd be amazing.
Okay, if anybody wants to put money in a coffee cup for us to go to Paris.
Yeah. Start collecting your change. Look under your couch cushions. Let us use your frequent flyer miles. Yeah, we've got like a year. We'll start planning it now.
All right. We'll see all of you back for Paris 2024 for some more international footy. And beyond that, we'll still be here doing our regular Angel City stuff. So let's keep it going.
Later days. See you in the regular season.
Bye.